So my mom freaking actually called me while we're doing the podcast. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm making a podcast about my parents." So I guess that's a good leader into where I came from. I got two sets of parents, which I'm sure that's normal for a lot of you Americans. I know it happens. My dad was either pre-18 or just 18 when he had me. My mom was definitely sub-18 when she had me. We're kids. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, if you're 18 and you have a kid, you're too young. And my mom, I know for sure, was definitely sub-18, so she was too young. In my opinion, just so you know, don't have kids until you're 40 years old. That's when you're smart. I'm not even smart yet, and I'm not 40 yet. But anyways, my parents were not that smart. They had a kid really young, and I don't know all the struggles. I don't care about the struggles, but I know they were there. Because I am a parent and a young parent, and I know it's freaking hard, and it would there. I couldn't handle it at 21. I barely get by post 30, so there's no possible way I could handle it at 16 or 18 or whatever it was. But anyways, I was born, so my parents both remarried, and this is where I'm very, very blessed. I have a great pair of step parents. My stepmother is a school teacher. She can teach you if you're 50, and she can teach you if you're 7. She is great. Spent most of her career in the elementary level. I'm pretty sure she's taught junior high and stuff like that as well. And like I said, she can teach you if you're 50, so none of that matters to me. But I'm pretty sure she spent her career in elementary school, mostly 4th, 5th, 6th grade. My mother, my biological mother, great lady as well. Freaking hard worker. Worked 2 jobs my whole entire life. Probably still does. But I only know one right now. But when I was a kid, I grew up getting picked up on Friday nights from my mom, and my grandfather on my mom's side is he practiced medicine. He's a OBGYN, and so we used to go clean his office every Friday night and make sure the office was all clean. That way Monday they could start business. So I grew up doing that with my mom. Super hard worker, very clean, always had her house clean. And then I had my male figures in my life, which was my dad, obviously. My dad is a solid son of a gun. Just hard on you for sure. He's not gonna give you the easy road, but if you work your butt off and you do a good job and then you fail, he's just gonna tell you, okay, cool, we got to get better at this. You know what I mean? Like my dad is not a very judgmental character. All he really cares about is that you work hard and you do your best, and then you're good. And then I had my stepfather, Alex, same way. Just kind of, he didn't really care about results too much, or just as long as you were working hard and you were doing the right thing and you were grinding. He has a very, very good understanding on how hard the world is. He's a golfer, which that's one thing we have in common. We're both pretty good at golf. Or, no, sorry. I will not call myself good at golf. We are both okay golf players, and he always gave me that mental understanding about how even when you think things are easy or you can just do them, the game or life or whatever it is will put you into check really quick. Golf does that for me. As soon as you think you're doing, so does BMX. And going back to my last show, as soon as you think you're being good or you're a badass, it will humble you really quick. Alex is that way. I remember being taught a lesson as a young kid, and this is a lesson I try to teach to my kids. Alex, we grew up snowboarding. My mom's a very, very good skier. Alex snowboarded. I snowboarded. My grandfather snowboarded. We all have done extreme sports my whole entire life. We were going to Mammoth, and my mom and my stepfather Alex went to the store and bought me a whole bunch of new gear. Well, that day, I don't even remember the situation or what happened. They might. They can comment on here if they want to, but I don't even remember the situation. But me and my mom got in a fight, and I was being a little prick kid. I was being a butthead, and I didn't know anything about it. I just threw a fit, went upstairs, went to bed. And the next day I woke up and went to go pack all my new snowboarding gear, and it was all gone. And I asked my mom, where is my new snowboarding gear? And she said, Alex took it all back. Like, she took everything that they had bought the day before, they took it back because I was being freaking disrespectful. Not because they're assholes, not because they're mean, not because they're bad parents, because they're good parents. That's what good parents do. They make you accountable. They make you freaking understand the rules. They make you respect their household. And I was not doing that. And I learned that lesson that day with just some snowboard gear. So, I say all that to tell you just the kind of parents I had. And like I said, my stepmom, she can teach a 50-year-old. She can teach a 7-year-old. I mean, just one of the smartest ladies of all time, and no temper. Just the most patient human, second most patient human that I've ever met. Second to Bob Mattia, which is compliment to you, Sherry. But yeah, so dude, I had great parents and just good examples on how to be a good human and how to not be a shit. And I was still a shit. So, all you parents out there who are worried about your kids, Bob says this all the time, they're not going to listen to you. They got to hear it. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Maybe if they hear it from me, it'll help. You know, like, because I understand. I didn't listen to my dad. No kids listen to their parents. And I understand as an adult, but I didn't understand that as a 16-year-old. And that's when life is really hard. But anyways, yeah, I had great parents, great grandparents. On Sherry's side, my grandparents, my grandpa Frank was a preacher. My Nana and Papa, my Nana is, I can't even tell you who she is. You guys wouldn't understand. She has a doctorate. She, or a PhD, whatever the heck you want to call it. My Nana is very, very smart, very, very loving, very, very patient. And I'm going to keep using that word patience because I think that's what parents struggle with the most, at least in my household for sure. It's really, really hard to be patient as a parent or as a coach and as a teacher, and I'm all three of those. So that would be the hardest practice, I would say, is to be patient. But I was so lucky to have such patient people around me, and I learned how to be patient, and now I feel like I do okay job. I'm not killing it or anything, but anyways, yeah. So I have my nana, and then I have my papa, who's just a hard-working son of a gun. Doesn't matter what you do, he's gonna get it done. And yeah, I was really blessed with a good family, and you could look at it as like a bad situation, like, oh man, my parents split up and had a kid too young, or blah blah blah. But really, all that hard stuff that I know was hard for them, like, guaranteed, I'm not stupid enough to think that that was just easy for my dad or for my mom. But the hard situation that they went through led us all into having like extra people in our life that have blessed us. Alex has helped me tenfolds. Sherry has helped me tenfolds. Like, my step parents are amazing. And then the grandparents that they bring in, and the family that they bring in. I have multiple cousins who are in the military and who are doing amazing things, and I wouldn't have got to met them if I wouldn't have got to have met in them. Fuck, I don't even know how to say that. But I wouldn't be around those people if it wasn't for that situation. And I hope my parents know that I think the world of them. And same deal. It's just raining here in Missouri. I'm just kind of ranting and putting this stuff out there, but I want kids to learn. This is for kids to maybe understand the perspective be sooner than I understood it. I didn't figure it out until I had kids. Like, I thought my parents just hated me, and my coaches just hated me, and I thought everything was just against me. No, that is not the case. If you're a kid and you're listening to this, your parents are helping you, they're supporting you, they're backing you. They usually have your best interest. And it's my job to just say that and put that out there for you guys, because like I said, I didn't understand it. Baseball was really, really hard for me. All I cared about was baseball. And when I would get off the field and my dad would say, why didn't you run that ball out? We would argue. And it's like, man, all he was really trying to tell me was to hustle. And I understand that now. But I did not understand that as a kid. So if we can tell our stories and make kids understand that sooner, they're going to have less mental problems than I did as a 15, 16, 17-year-old trying to play a sport. And that's all we're out for. Like I said, we're after BMX this year. We're chasing that number one plate. Jack's still playing baseball, but my job is to inform kids that your parents, they have your best, they have their best interest in you. I promise you. If they don't, you can freaking punch me in the face. Swear to God. Usually, your parents do not want you sucking because that reflects on them. I think about that nowadays. Like, when I go out into the world, I am representing my family. I'm telling everybody where I come from and who raised me. And so, if you think your parents want you to go out into the world and show the world that you suck and you're terrible, you're absolutely 100% wrong. At least I was. I understand 100% that my parents want the best for me, want the best for each other. Maybe everybody doesn't communicate all that great all the time, but who cares? Like, who really does? Even in baseball, like, we struggle usually with communication. We all know how to catch the ball, we all know how to throw the ball, but usually we communicate wrong. And I look at parenting the same way, and I understand that communication is really, really hard the more people you add. Me and my wife, we get along pretty good. It's just me and her. As soon as you throw some more people in there, communication gets tougher. And so I understand, having dual households and 4 parents and stepsisters, stepbrothers, half brothers, this, that, blah, blah, blah. It's tough. But if we can inform the kids, like I said, that's what this channel is for kids. We're here to make life easier for you guys. Listen to your parents, dude. They probably have your best interests, like, in mind. They do not want you to suck. They do not want you to fail. They do not want you to crash at the track. They don't want you to strike out. Like, dude, your parents want you to succeed. So what they're telling you, listen, because they've probably been there, or they probably have seen it before. It's gnarly, like, just the mental game you go through as a teenager. And then, like, I was talking to my stepdad just a couple weeks ago. He was a racer. I didn't grow up racing. Like I told you in the last podcast, I grew up playing baseball. So racing is new to me. But he was a racer. And I get up on the starting gate and I go to shaking. Like, I will be so nervous. I did all my work. I practiced. I did my workout. I did everything. But soon as I get up on the gate and they say, okay, riders, random start, dude, my forearms will start shaking out of nervousness. And I asked him, Al, his name is Alex, I'm sorry. So when you hear me refer to Al, that's Alex, that's my stepdad. I said, Al, did you ever feel that? Because he was a racer. He was a cross-country runner. Just athlete in period, but mostly a runner. I said, do you ever feel that nervousness before a race? And he goes, of course, absolutely. He said, you just got to control it. And he said, and it's good to have it. If you are not nervous, you probably don't care. And I really took that to heart, because it's like, dude, I don't want to go out there with my son and look bad on a bicycle, like, or uncool. I want to be a cool dad. I don't know if that sounds shallow to some of you, but I want to be a cool dad. I want to be in shape. I want to freaking go ride my bike good. I want my son to look at me and be like, no, you don't suck on a bike, Dad. If we can just, like, teach that mentality, like, to where we want to be good parents and we want to help the kids, and then everything will be all good. And what I'm trying to say about my parents is I was really, really surrounded by some good people who cared about kids. And then on top of that, I had Bobby Mattia, which he's the number one as far as taking care of kids goes. He takes care of everybody else's kids. But no, that's what this channel's for. That's why we coach baseball. That's why we go to the racetrack. That's why we do what we do. It's just for the kids. It's just for me to pass on my information that I've got from a very, very good circle of people who care about kids. Kids who aren't even theirs. We're going to pass that on. And that's what we're after. So anyways, rant over. Great parents. Great step-parents. Great family who's not even related to us. We're passing that along, and we're gonna give it to your kids, and we're gonna teach them how to be better athletes, better students, and overall better humans. Anyways, all right, I'm out of here. Love you guys. Later.